Opie and Anthony Pre Show with Sam Roberts.
Oh, heck yeah. Back live. It's the Opie and Anthony Pre Show. Counting down the minutes before Opie and Anthony take the airwaves. My name is Sam Roberts. One day off, but we are back live to close out the week of the Opie and Anthony Show. 866-WOW-1-WOW is the phone number to call. 866-969-1969. We're taking your calls, talking about everything that went down on Tuesday's Opie and Anthony Show, everything that's going to go down on today's Opie and Anthony Show. Of course, even though there wasn't a show yesterday, there was no live show yesterday, the Twitter accounts of Opie, Anthony, and Jim were all active. So there were things that were happening yesterday that I'm sure will affect how today's show goes. 866-WOW-1-WOW if you want to jump on and theorize with me as to what may happen today on the Opie and Anthony Show. On Tuesday, the guests were amazing. We will have some fantastic guests on today's show. But it was an A-list show on Tuesday. Melissa McCarthy was on the Opie and Anthony Show for the first time ever. Of course, you know her from Bridesmaids. You know her from The Heat. She's going to be in this new movie, Tammy. She was on with her husband on the air on Tuesday. And they kind of got into Ant's relationship while they were in there. Ant was very relationship-centered at points on Tuesday's show. But this is how it went down with Melissa McCarthy and talking about marriage.
This will be
coming on 9 years.
Oh,
yeah.
Man. Yeah, that is a cracking point.
That's really 8 and 3/4 years.
That's about as long as I lasted. 9 years.
We've been together like 13.
Yeah.
So
we were incompatible after 9 years, me and my wife.
It just changed.
You were incompatible after
Yeah.
you were incompatible at your wedding night. You've said it.
Well, that's true.
He cried on his
I
wedding
didn't
night.
like that. Yeah.
After he got married,
and it wasn't because it was a beautiful moment.
You got married and then burst out crying?
It was
that
the
night.
kind of tears of regret that you know.
Oh my
Yeah. I
God.
was like, oh no, did I
None
do
of
this?
that before? You had none of that feeling
Oh,
leading
I
up to it.
knew. I knew. I was on that roller coaster thing where you get up to the top and it's like, I can't get off now. I should have gotten off. I should have just jumped.
Yes, apparently.
You should have listened to those
At least I
tears.
got out of it fast.
Did
9
you-
years.
Did you cry publicly, or was it a solo
It was a very
cry?
private moment. It was just me and my wife, and she was passed out drunk, so she didn't see it. It was our wedding night.
Gosh.
Marriage wasn't
romance.
consummated that evening because
Oh,
of
my God.
alcohol.
There's that.
Yeah.
Have you gone on other radio shows where people have just kind of opened up and begun to break down in front of you?
This is the first.
Is it real? We're learning about sense
9 years though.
breakdowns.
That is kind of a tricky time. That was when I decided I wanted to have sex with other girls.
There's that, sure.
And that will usually throw a little monkey wrench into a marriage.
It's probably not great for a marriage.
No, especially one
I
that was
guess.
never good from day one. It was like really bad.
Leave it to Ant to make that charming first impression on Melissa McCarthy. Oh, yeah, they kept going. They were talking about comedy later on in the interview. This is Melissa McCarthy in studio on Tuesday.
I was doing a scene in acting class, and it was just so, like, you're doing a scene and you're like, oh my God, this is terrible and unbelievable. And they're all just silently humiliated for me.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's really awkward
Oh,
feeling.
I mean, for sure. I mean, we
there's
tanked
nothing quite like
horribly
tanking.
at the Groundlings. I mean, and comedy. I mean, comedy's so honest. You know, you're just out there.
Yeah,
and you're
yeah.
Like, here's the part where people should theoretically be laughing, and you're
Right.
looking at me like you'd love to slaughter me.
And
I
it's
really-
it's when you try harder because you're like, this one's gonna kill him, and then it's just all you feel
no,
is like
yeah,
thick hate coming at you. We've done stuff where, like, literally as the lights came up, I don't know why, but like in rehearsals, like, this is so funny. The lights came up for a live audience, and the second those lights come up, you think, There's nothing funny about this.
You're like, oh,
and now
God.
I'm in for 4 minutes, and I've got a stupid wig on and like a crazy outfit, and the audience is, you just see arms crossing and people like just shaking their head and hating your guts, and you're like, oh, there's no way to make it quicker.
Yep.
It's got to be almost over. Okay, that was 10 seconds.
Yep.
No, it's just stretching.
It's this
Stretches are
eternity.
hard because you can't get out of it. You can't say. I go on SNL, I'm like, what do you do if it's bombing? You just got to commit to it.
Got to keep going.
Yeah.
Right, because
can't-
it seems like a stand-up. Could you kind of like, you're like, oh, this whole thing seems weird. I'm going to go this way or that way. And in a sketch, you're theoretically pretending to be this person. So unless you're saying, you tell the audience, I am no longer this person. I'm no longer doing this.
Do
This
not
is stupid.
acknowledge the previous person that I was. Yeah, because Jimmy talks about doing stand-up and how if it's not going well, you can just you could acknowledge that it's not going well.
Yeah,
You could change direction.
Like,
Yeah.
thanks. The old thanks, good night.
Or just bail, right?
Or you can just really cleanse yourself and turn on them. That's always really satisfying when
That
you can
always
just
works.
blame them. But if you're in the scene, man, that's really difficult.
You don't know what it's like to be up here.
Yeah, like
That works.
Tom Hanks in Punchline. That's what most stand-up is like.
That is absolutely terrifying, just knowing that you're on stage for the next several minutes just living in this. This is just life for the immediate future. There is no getting out of it. It was good to hear, though, Melissa McCarthy talking about bombing, because everything that she's done has been a major box office success over the last few years. You don't think about Melissa McCarthy bombing ever. So just the idea that somebody who is that successful goes up on stage or has gone up on stage, at the Groundlings or wherever she was, and just eating it. I mean, it makes you realize that that everybody has to go through it. Snowy in Michigan, welcome to the pre-show.
Hey, welcome back, Samuel.
Thanks, buddy.
Let me guess, some of the Twitter stuff is like, those guys got another day off. What are they doing?
You just wanted to use an excuse to do the Twitter voice.
I get a kick out of that voice. He uses that. Like,
All right,
All right.
thanks, Snowy.
How's it going, Sam?
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of hubbub on Twitter while the guys were gone. Of course, Anthony's sick. He's got some kind of throat infection, or I don't know what's going on with him. I do know that in an effort to prove to everybody that his throat was indeed not doing well, he photographed a picture of the back of his throat and put it on Twitter. And it didn't look, I mean, look, I don't know what a healthy throat looks like, but whatever that was, it was pink and slimy. It did not look like anything that was in good shape. So there was that, and then, of course, the big Opie tweet about one Tim Sabian that was making the rounds all day yesterday. It was certainly a lot of buzz in this building, but I'm positive. I mean, I'm not positive about anything, but I would think that Opie would bring that up today. You don't tweet something as revealing as that and then not bring it up when you return to the airwaves. But I told you Tuesday's show was a big A-list show. Not only was Melissa McCarthy in, but Joel McHale stopped by the studio. And Joel is always a good guest because he understands the show and because he's willing to just hang out. He doesn't have something that a message that he has to get across. He doesn't have he can come in and be one of the guys. You know what I mean? And here's an example. He came in and immediately he sat down and he's not pushing a project and he's not doing anything except starting a good conversation.
I have conversations with my Xbox. It's wonderful. Xbox, go to Netflix.
You're like that guy on in Blade Runner who had all the pet robots. And,
Yes, that guy.
Eventually was killed.
Oh, that didn't bode well for him.
No, his eyes got...
No, that was...
His friend's eyes got pushed in. but-
Spoiler.
You're right. You know what?
Spoiler alert.
30-year spoiler.
You know what's great about that movie? A lot of things great about that movie. It's a fucking great movie.
Yes.
But the image of the futuristic city where there were a lot of video billboards and whatnot. And then
That were enormous.
You look
because
out,
everyone's
yes.
Going, yeah, now look.
And now you look out, and there it was. The Pan Am one kind of ruins it all.
Right.
Boy, they really thought Pan Am was going to just be forever in the old movies.
Well, they should have had a TWA one.
Did you hear? Did you hear? here.
Oh, no.
I watched a great special last night on Smithsonian on the 747, and it's Inception and
Television.
It only
Smithsonian Channel,
Yeah,
747. Go.
I love it.
Pause. Hello? I'm watching a special. Yes, I'm busy.
Go to Smithsonian. It's hard to say after a few beers.
Yeah.
Actually, the Xbox just says,
Refrigerator, beer.
Anthony, stop drinking.
Wait, so you could just tell what channel to look for?
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
And it knows.
I have an Xbox. I have a smart TV and an Xbox. I don't know how to use them. So I'm just like, Xbox on! And it's just me alone and my cell phone. I don't have it plugged in right.
Your neighbor's like, plug it in.
Still in the box.
I'm a fool.
Yeah, it's in the box, and he's talking to unbox yourself.
Yes. Xbox. Yeah.
Get out. Get out of the sprout legs. Xbox sprout legs.
No. It is weird that you're now talking to your technology. But Joel McHale, he walked into the room, and that's the conversation that he started. He just started talking to Ant about some Xbox game. I would love to know if Ant's Xbox has hurt feelings after having racial slurs yelled at it constantly. It's very weird to think that Ant is in his house yelling at his Xbox, but, I mean, I'm sure he is. Jason in Rochester, welcome to the pre-show.
Good morning, buddy. Sound great?
You too, buddy.
I have a conspiracy theory on why the boys weren't in studio yesterday, and I don't think Ant was sick. I think he just wanted to turn his Jaguar loose.
You think that was it?
Yep, I think he just got that new car, and he's like, fuck, this car is so awesome. I just need to go up and down the highway.
Well, he did. He loves his car. Thank you, Jason. He talked about it earlier this week, I think on Monday, that Ant was a Jaguar owner, and there's photos of it on his Twitter. I mean, look, if I went out and bought that Jaguar, I probably would take off work too. However, as I said, alongside pictures of that Jaguar are pictures of Anthony's weird tonsils. So I have to believe if you're faking sick, you don't take a photo of your tonsils and put it on Twitter. It's just not, because any doctor would be able to look at it and say there's nothing wrong. You know what I mean? So I believe Anthony. I think he's telling the truth. But back to Joel McHale. This was the first time he was in studio since the White House Correspondents' Dinner. If you remember, last time he was in, it was about a week before his White House Correspondents' Dinner set that he did. And he pulled it off, and he was great, but he was telling us stories about it. Let's go to track 5, Sal.
How was the dinner?
Yeah. It's bizarre and wonderful because you're getting ready to do the gig of your life.
Yeah.
And then you're sitting with the First Lady for 2 hours.
Wow.
And she's absolutely lovely and wonderful.
She's charming.
She's great, very smart. And then then the whole time, I'm just gonna, you might quietly freak out over here.
What's the small talk like between you and Michelle?
What
are you guys talking
Is she really
about?
good at it? I imagine she's really good at it.
Very good at it. We were talking about, I mean, you'd be amazed how up to date on like pop culture and television they are.
Right.
I mean, they take time to watch I think they watch probably, I don't know, an hour a night but they know what's going on. So, they asked about Community. They asked about The Soup. And
Watch The Soup.
with Community, I was like, yeah, this gig will probably definitely get us picked up.
Oh.
No.
Yeah, then we heard.
Thanks a lot, President Obama. But we talked about, because she had a big health initiative, and we were talking about healthy food. And I have to give her, again, just very cool about it. She's like, you can eat whatever you want, just don't eat everything you want all the time. And I thought that was a very good. She's like, have the stuff that you want, but just have it, once a week or twice a week. It shouldn't be your meals.
A can of lard once a week.
Right.
Yeah.
But she's got a hamburger on her windowsill from McDonald's that has sat there for 6 years and has not.
Her windowsill is the White House, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, yeah. It's not. I don't think it is. I don't want to say it's McDonald's, so I'm not going to.
It has to. Whoever it is, got to be just the package. It can't be the whole burger.
It is a burger with nothing on it, with no packaging on it, and has sat there for 6 years.
Why?
And nothing, because they wanted to, with all the additives and preservatives. And she was saying how it has not changed in 6 years. Nothing has landed on it. It has not. There's no mold. Nothing has changed. It is unchanged and sits there, and nothing happens.
I bet the Secret Service changes it every day.
They probably
put a fresh burger. Got to
Get a fresh burger. Put the fresh burger there.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize
Doing
this was
this
an
for 6
experiment.
years.
Yeah, and it's still hot. I walk by, there's steam coming off, and it still smells good.
We are so sorry. What terribly miscommunicated.
See, it's reasons like that that I never get burgers at fast food places. I always get the chicken nuggets because you can't trust the burgers, all those preservatives and everything. Let's go to Andrew. Andrew in New Jersey.
Hey, Sam. I was thinking that maybe Anthony's health problems have to do with waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning every day during the week, and then on the weekend staying up for 48 hours straight.
Look, if you call in with stuff like that, Ant's not going to want to tell us about his partying anymore. There's no, and besides, Ant does get enough rest, and I'll tell you why. We found out on Monday that he doesn't stay up for 48 hours straight on the weekend because he accidentally completely slept through Saturday, if you recall his story.
I take everything back. Then.
Right. He completely missed Saturday. So, I mean, if you're gonna, stay up all night on Friday, but then miss Saturday, it's like, okay, well, your body is recovered. That's what it needed. But we had Joel McHale and Melissa McCarthy on Tuesday. Today, it's a who's who of comedians, as Jim Florentine and Rich Voss will both be in studio today on the Opie and Anthony Show a little later this morning. I can't wait. And, of course, Jim Norton will be here as well. It'll be a barn burner. That's what I'm going to call it. Should be a barn burner. Florentine, Voss, Norton, all today on the Opie and Anthony Show. It's going to be a lot of fun. Plus, of course, everything that went down there, all the tweets that we're talking about, Opie's tweets about Tim Sabian, everything will be a part of today's Opie and Anthony Show. The one thing, the one thing that I hope is not a part of today's Opie and Anthony Show is what the Colin Quinn call led to on Tuesday, if you know what I mean. Let's start with the Colin Quinn call. Colin Quinn called in, just out of the blue, with something he had to say. I always welcome a Colin Quinn call. It's what that Colin call led to that I didn't like. Let's listen to the Colin Quinn call. The Colin.
Oh, guys, thanks for taking my call.
Oh, this is from yesterday.
No, I even explained to Jimmy. We didn't.
I give a shit.
Okay.
Shit. Hey, what's up?
We were like saying goodbye, and they finally, as we were pushing the button, it said Colin Quinn. So
Timing issue, like
it was
the
horrible.
bombing of Pearl Harbor and the warning coming in.
So sorry about that from yesterday.
You guys are going to be saying goodbye to every fucking comedian when I just wave my hand.
Oh, shit.
Wow. Jeez. What the hell?
You got that kind of pull? I got that kind of juice.
All I'm saying is that it's all going to be worth it when that fucking car service pulls up.
If that lady dies, shows up at my house, that car service is turning right around, and I'm sending her wherever the fuck you are, Carl. She's not coming to my party.
Colin says she
Break up
is.
my party.
You said that his phone code's not going to DJ. Well, maybe she could fill in.
Oh, you should fill in my pool. That fat body. Get it?
All monkeys all the time. DJ.
All monkeys all the time. Yeah. No.
All right, she's not coming. All right. I just wanted to clarify that.
I've had Bobo at my parties, and I'm sure she would be more annoying to my friends and family than even Bobo.
All right. As long as we clarified that. I
Yeah.
just wanted to know.
Now, I welcome a Colin Quinn call any time of the day. However, what it led to is something I don't welcome. This is the person that I don't specifically want to hear from on today's show. Making her return to the show on Tuesday was one Lady Di.
Apparently, the music was very loud for many hours.
Yeah. Well,
Hell.
that's going to be cool.
Hello?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, who's that?
Well, you guys called me. I don't know.
Hi. Diana, I got bad news.
Yeah, what? Colin, what?
The party, there's a kibosh on the party, apparently, for...
What? No.
There's no party. The party's not... I mean, you're not invited, I'm not invited. We're both out.
Oh, that's a shame.
Anthony's got a full guest list. There'll be another summer solstice at the end of the year, I bet, you know?
I'm thinking, Labor Day. There's usually
Maybe
a big
Labor Day
party, but again, Lady Di.
Want some nice culottes we had out there.
Culottes.
Want some nice culottes,
Lady Di, you can't come
Anthony,
to my house.
Anthony,
What?
All right, I can't come to your house. But if you ever invite me to your house, me or Marion to your house, we would definitely behave ourselves.
It's impossible for you to behave yourself. It's impossible for you to behave yourself. It's not within your person to behave yourself.
What are you talking about?
And then you have accidents. You think I want you having an accident in my pool like a child at a water park?
No.
I have to close it off and shock the pool?
He's holding that one. He's holding that one incident against you.
One incident. She craps herself. She pukes. She pisses.
I don't do that anymore. That was a virus.
Oh, it was a virus. That's what I want. A virus in my pool. That's what I want.
No, you don't have a virus. You're not going to have a virus.
If you go in my pool and take a dump in there or puke, there will be a virus. I will have to clear the pool out. It will ruin the party.
Lady Di, he's just trying to be funny for the show.
No, I'm not. Yeah. And then she'll be going up to members of my family, my Uncle Tony. Hi, your Uncle Tony. Hi, I'm Lady Di. She's like, who gives a shit? He'd be like, who gives a shit?
You think he would actually say that? If somebody, even if it is Lady Di, that anybody could be so annoying that they would introduce themselves and it would be met with, who gives a shit? Really says a lot about you as a person. Rob in Florida.
Sam, I'm curious, when are you going to get the great Ron Bennington back in studio?
Oh, it was up to me. I'd have Ron Bennington in the studio every day. He's one of the finest broadcasters of all time. I'm sure he'll be back at some point soon. He's awesome. Awesome.
Indeed. Well, work on it.
All right, buddy. Thanks. Before we end with the Lady Di clips from Tuesday's show, of course, Bill raised his ugly head. Bill is Lady Di's roommate, who has made his presence known on more than one occasion. Here's Bill with Lady Di from Tuesday's show.
I can skinny dip if I want to.
No, you can't.
You could fat dip.
You fat dip. You obese dip.
Yeah. Yes.
Hold on.
You onion dip.
You could pig dip.
Yeah. What? All right.
I love this abusive relationship.
Wait, what is Bill saying?
Oh, please smack her.
No, nothing. I asked him if he put the 12-pack in the refrigerator.
Of course.
Jesus Christ.
You guys have really political conversations.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tell him to shut up, Di.
What?
Tell him to shut up.
I don't know. I don't have to tell him to shut up.
Did you put the 12-pack in?
Huh? He put it in.
Okay,
How many natty ices today?
Oh, gee, I knew you were going to ask that.
Oh, boy, did you?
Wow, you're sharp.
You're on
as a
to me.
tack.
Second one.
That's it, huh?
Yeah, that's it for now.
Yeah.
Second one.
Slowing down.
9 a.m.
You know, it's only 9 on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
Why not?
I know.
2 for Tuesday.
There you go. Have a twofer. Oh, Lady Di, I would never have you over my house.
What if Colin brings her, though? Is Colin going to the party?
Colin can. He's going to be
I have to be in Philly.
In
but
Philly.
If he has one of those late August or, a light in August or maybe a nice Labor Day party,
I'm definitely having another party and then at least one more party before the Labor Day party. But this is like one of the real big catered events that I'm having. And it's my sister Dawn's big birthday party, so we got that going, too. Same day.
Who's going to DJ? Di, they don't even have a DJ. Do you know how to...
Lady Di is gone, and I don't know what happened.
Oh.
I think Bill might have yanked the phone
She's
out
gone,
of her hand.
and there's nothing we could do about it.
Exactly. Like fucking Marion Howard's neighbor. She fucking yanked the phone out. She was tired. He tired of her yelling.
Choking her right now. Her toupee's coming over. He's like, you're going to get my money?
Yeah.
Today.
Yeah, he's choking her with a cell phone.
Yeah, we don't know where Lady Di went, but we can only hope that it's someplace horrible. I was getting Lady Di messaging me on Facebook. Lady Di and Marion both messaging me on Facebook yesterday asking how come the guys weren't in studio. Like, don't worry about it. That's why. It's because don't worry about it. Do we call you when you're off work? I don't think so. Let's go to Jimmy. Jimmy in East Rockaway.
Hey, Sam. How's it going?
Good, buddy.
What time is it, Sam?
It's actually 24 after the hour. That means only 6 minutes until the Opie and Anthony show begins.
That's excellent.
I'll talk to you later.
Thank you.
All right. A lot to get to on today's show. Not only Jim Florentine and Rich Voss in studio, but there's an update on the Gary Oldman story that we were talking about on Tuesday's show. Gary Oldman has been added to the apology clock. Yes, after coming out and saying what he thought he had to say, speaking his mind. I guess the pressure has gotten too much for him. The feedback has been too unpleasant, and Gary Oldman was on Jimmy Kimmel last night apologizing. We'll have clips of that on the Opie and Anthony show this morning. But just as a refresher, this is what the story was all about that we talked about on Tuesday.
Returning to the subject of the Braveheart star, he said Gibson is in a town that's run by Jews. And he said the wrong thing because has actually bitten the hand that I guess has fed him and doesn't need to feed him anymore because he's got enough dough.
There you go.
He's like an outcast, a leper, but some Jewish guy in his office somewhere hasn't turned and said that fucking kraut or fuck those Germans.
Did they print kraut?
They did print kraut.
Wow, they printed kraut.
The Daily News actually said that effing kraut or F those Germans. Whatever it is. We all hide and try to be so politically correct. That's what gets me. It's just the sheer hypocrisy of everyone that we all stand on this thing going, isn't that shocking?
It's so... He's right, 100%.
The Daily News sucks a dick.
Oh, shit. You best apologize.
And there's some bad qualities, too.
They just suck a dick. Gary, like you've said many times, we all say we want honesty, but then you get a guy being quite honest and well thought out.
Open dialogue.
And they attack him.
Let's have an open dialogue about all of this and really get it out on the table. And the second you do, you're just condemned. So that open dialogue thing is bullshit whenever you hear somebody say it. We need an open discussion about race. We need open discussion about sexuality. No. Because the second you're honest, you're fucked.
At that point in the interview, the British performer seemed to realize that his own words were probably as shocking. You have to, he says, you have to edit and cut half of what I've said because it's going to make me sound like a bigot.
Oh, Commissioner Gordon.
He was probably on the phone. I'm guessing he did a phone interview.
Right.
Yeah. Prank caller.
The self-described libertarian continued to blunder on.
Blunder on?
This is what the Daily News has to say about it. To blunder on, blasting Hollywood and the culture at large for what he called a double standard. That's exactly what it is.
It is. It's right there in front of your face.
I guess maybe Gary Oldman could have used his words differently to get the same message across. You have to know when an actor is feeling like courageous and says something about Hollywood being a town that's run by Jewish people, he's gonna end up probably apologizing for it. That's kind of the way it works. But we will have the Gary Oldman apology later on today's Opie and Anthony show, and a couple other apologies, I believe, if we get into the apology clock. Another thing that is making the rounds on the news is we didn't get into it, and I'm kind of surprised we didn't, but there's this video, this incredible news story of this guy. He's just an animal of a human being who went into a Boost Mobile store. First of all, the Boost Mobile even has brick and mortar stores. It's crazy. But he goes into a Boost Mobile store, and there's a pregnant woman who's the cashier. He punched her in the face so he could steal the money out of the cash register at a Boost Mobile store. That there are people like that even walking this planet terrifies me. That somehow we share the same brain. I don't understand how it's possible. But the guy was caught because the whole thing was on security camera. The whole thing was videoed, and it went out, and the local police put it out there, and the guys caught him. The police caught him immediately. However, we have not really touched on that yet. No, we may today. I don't know. It's unpredictable. I don't know if we'll have time. It's going to be a big show as it is. Jim Florentine is already in studio, ladies and gentlemen. I see him through the glass. Jim Florentine starts the Opie and Anthony show with us today. We're going to be joined by the great Rich Voss in just a little while. New Triumph, the insult comic dog, is all over the internet. Roland was sending it out last night. It's very funny. Triumph, the insult comic dog at the World Cup. I can't wait to see what Jim Florentine thinks of the World Cup. He's the sports expert, but also the guy that takes anything you like and makes you feel like an asshole for ever liking it. So, very interested to see what Jim Florentine's got to say. Rich Voss, Gary Oldman apologizing, all that when the Opie and Anthony show begins, which starts right now.